about finding your obsession or finding your passion. This is just an opinion of mine, but I feel like everyone has something. It doesn't. I'm obsession is a strong word, and it's a strong word on purpose. So I know that. I know that not there's. It's not like I don't know at this point yet if that's something that everyone has, or even if something everyone should have. But I do know that it's going to be very difficult for you to achieve a life of greatness, and where like average is here and then the actual like empowered striving life is up here. It's going to be very difficult to get there without being obsessed about something, you know, and or just being really into something. So there's that. And also, yes, it does take time to find it, and in order to find it, you have to just get out there and try a bunch of stuff. And I think what's preventing a lot of people from going out there and trying a bunch of stuff is just the fear of failure and perfectionism. Like truly, that's what I think it is. I had, even for myself, yes, I'm obsessed with physical training, and yes, I'm obsessed with spreading the message of physical culture and health and fitness. But just even if you find your obsession, is not a guarantee that you'll actually do it. For one, and two, it took a lot of me trying, going out there and trying. Because right now my obsession is entrepreneurship and economic liberty, and it doesn't mean I'm obsessed. It doesn't mean I'm not obsessed with other things as well. And before I found what I'm doing now, I think I told you about it, but I tried. We'll go back further, because I remember the only thing I knew was how to get paid by the hour. I knew that was my whole like life. I always thought that salary was a shitty deal no matter what, because you're getting locked into a certain amount of pay, and therefore there's no incentive for the company to allow you like fair exchange of rest and labor. So for example, a lot of salary people I know, once you do the math on all the hours that you work, it comes out to like five to $10 an hour, which to me is a shitty deal. So I always chose hourly, but outside of that, I didn't know, like I just didn't know that there was other ways. I didn't know that you could earn money off interest. I didn't know that there was commission-based sales or interaction-based sales. And so when I started learning that and how important it was, the philosophy behind it, in that you only eat what you can kill, I like that a lot. I like the meritocracy behind it. It seemed to me very fair. Everyone starts with the same 24 hours and ends with the same 24 hours. I like that. And the only difference is a skill set and willingness to risk. And to me, that's very American. But also, the more comfortable I got with the idea of commission-based sales, the less comfortable I got with time-based, hourly-based pay. And I felt it more and more when I was in nursing. And so I did a lot of stuff. I went to real estate school. I opened an Ameritrade account. I was getting sales training from George Belfort and crushing at the gym. I was doing the eBay thing for a while, and so I tried a bunch of things before I actually before I actually chose Amazon, and I don't regret any of them. Like the stuff I learned in real estate are still things that I can have conversations with, and I know I'll use them when the day comes that I will eventually buy property. Ameritrade, when I am able to build capital, I'd love to just throw shit in there smartly and get dividends. With eBay, that's how I'm making money right now as far as covering my living expenses, is just being a reseller on eBay. And then Amazon is probably the thing that's most scalable, and it's an extremely high margin business that I know I can travel around the world and make money from anywhere. So that's another thing. Also, my personal brand, I feel that's the future. I think everyone should be doing it. So for example, here, YouTube sends out a monthly report, which I didn't know that they even did, but OMG, people watched 16 and a half hours of my 16 and a half hours. Like I didn't even know that I had that much. I didn't even know I had that much like time. So it's either that or a bunch of people are watching it. 7 uploads, 1 like, huge, and then 5 shares. Those are probably all me because I share all my videos to Facebook. But anyway, this is just, like, I didn't expect this. I'm just documenting the journey, which is how personal branding starts. But yeah, so get out there and try different stuff. I totally get that you don't want to waste you don't want to waste the resources, and you don't want to waste OPM, like you don't want to waste other people's money, even though it's different than your own money. But either way, I think you should enjoy not working, because you've been putting out for a long time, almost nonstop. So you should enjoy this time. You're in a place that you really like. But eventually you're going to come back to this. Eventually you're going to come back to looking for the thing that you are super into. And it's not just one thing. Oh, so like, for example, the book that I'm writing with my doctor, it's going to be To his knowledge and to my knowledge, there is not a book out there yet that details the patient's perspective of kidney failure as it's happening in real time. So I think there's lots of books out there, textbook style, that describe the physiological goings on of kidney failure. But I obviously write a lot. I always have. So I journaled what was happening when my kidneys were failing as it was happening. And so I have stuff written in journals since like 2000, since I was like 5 years old. And so what my doctor and I thought of was that I would basically have a chapter of the symptoms of kidney failure before I knew it was kidney failure, and then he would write the next chapter detailing the physiological aspects of what's actually happening. Then I would come in and I would talk about the essentially pain and horror of dialysis, and how it felt and what it made me feel as far as identity and just hopelessness. And then my doctor would come in and he'd talk about the physiological aspects of dialysis, and so on and so forth. So there's going to be a chapter from the patient's perspective, which is me, and then a chapter from the physiological medical perspective, which is the doctor. And that's the book. And so is that the book that I thought I would write? Because a lot of my friends want me to write one. No, it's not the book I thought I would write, but at least it's a start, and at least it's like something, and I'm putting it out there. And like I said, I have no idea who I'm going to affect positively by that. If my experience as a dialysis nurse was any indication, someone out there is going to be impacted pretty well from this. So yeah, so that's kind of the thing that I'm feeling for the future, not just for you, not just for me, but I think for everybody. If you start your personal branding and documenting now, it only helps you in the